But still on empowering women, a new research initiative has been launched to monitor and empower young women in the creative arts sector, aiming to build their capacity, promote female participation and leadership. The research being carried out in 7 African countries seeks to transform the industry into a gold mine for young women, emphasizing capacity building and collaboration with policymakers and industry stakeholders. There's more in this report.
Ghana is Gold Coast, yes, but the creative sector is also a gold mine because of the potential it has to offer. But how are women doing in this sector, specifically young women? And this is the objective of the research. We know that
an associate professor at the University of Cape Coast and former director of the Center for Gender and Advocacy and Research Development at UCC, Professor Akufo-Addo, outlining the aims and impact the research will have on the creative arts sector, especially on young women. She says the broader goal of the research is to turn the industry into a gold mine.
Another key objective has to do with the young people themselves. So the research aims at building their capacity, and you realize that it's on gender, but we have both men and women, so it's not skewed to only women when it comes to the participation. So this is going to be a 3-year project. We are now starting in 2024 and hope to end in 2026. And in this room, we have policymakers like the Ministry of Gender, because we are looking at gendered phenomenon. We have the National Youth Authority, because we are looking at young people. We have the creative sector, because it involves them. And the reason why we have these policymakers in this space is so as to inform policy. We don't want a research who will be shelved at the end of the day, or just for academics to write our academic papers, but to inform policy, to inform advocacy.
A senior research scientist at the International Center for Research on Women, Marian Oma, underscored the impact of the research, considering how she says women are marginalized in the sector.
So there is Ghana, Kenya, Uganda, Rwanda, Ethiopia, Senegal, and Nigeria. And so what we know is that it's a growing industry. It's a $1 billion industry, a really large industry. But then women who get their livelihood out of this sector may not be getting it to their full, So with this project, first of all, we aim to equip young researchers, especially, or the youth, youth researchers with skills, knowledge and capacity to carry out research with a gender lens. Second, we hope that the research findings are going to inform policy in the various countries.
The creative arts players share their perspective on the entire project.
So as creatives, we suffer a lot in the industry when it comes to allocation of budgets, when it comes to even attention on us. But I feel like creatives are doing so much to help alleviate all the stress that is on us as Ghanaians. So I feel like with this project, what we are seeking to particularly do is to amplify the voices of creators and to create jobs.
We live in a generation where social media has taken over, and almost everybody wants to be that next influencer, everybody wants to be, and so there need to be a proper programming, proper policing, so that all genders have a fair share, so it doesn't look like one gender has an upper hand even in that sector.
Once this research is about women, it's going to help us identify such women in the industry and give us opportunity to have a lot of people to look up to in the industry, because there are a lot of people who want to do stuff in the creative industry, but they don't know who to look up to, who to talk to, or who to go to.
From the institution I come from, the National Commission on Culture, which is a policy-making institution, we believe that the project and the outcome would serve as a very significant source to inform policy formulation and even to the extent of legal frameworks within the creative space in Ghana.
The research project outdoors is expected to explore multiple methods to reach outcomes that will enhance the growth of the creative arts sector.